Right, I'm at the other end of the red oven building. The meadow and our perimeter wall is just behind the camera there. And we have a problem with this tap. Now when we first arrived here, a long time ago now, this tap was literally hanging off it, and the screw thread had, I think the frost had got to it or something, and it had left the screw thread in there, but it had fallen basically off. Fortunately, I was able to get the screw thread out without damaging the pipe screw thread, and then I was able to get a new tap in, and that worked absolutely fine, no problem at all last summer. However, now it's not working. And when we turn the stopcock on, because we've got two outside taps, one here, one in the walled garden, and they're connected with one stopcock, so we turn that off just as a precaution really, because if you've got a leak underground outside, you might not ever know about it. So whenever we want to turn these taps on, we turn the stopcock on and we get water. But the problem now is whenever we turn the stopcock on, we get a puddle coming up from underneath. So somewhere down there underground we have a problem. So I'm gonna have to dig a hole. Right, that was a bit of a pain, lots of rocks and lots of tree roots, but anyway, got there in the end. I can see what's happened, it's become detached. This should obviously be on there, like that, but it's become detached. I'll have to go through my plumbing gear and see what I've got, but it might be a trip to Bricko. We'll see. And as usual, boulders, and in this case tree roots. Never mind. And presumably the tree roots are coming from there. Our laurels, they're a bit close to this building if I'm honest. I'd like to get rid of them, but I think Suzie wants to keep them, but they certainly need trimming back. One of the first things we did was actually trim these back, so this is about half of what we, what was there when we arrived. Okay, I've had a little thought about this, because originally what started out as a little reconnection job, I'm just now going to turn into a slightly more complex job, and it involves this thing to my right. And we actually bought this in France in 2002, and it was our first ever holiday in France, and if I'm honest, it was where our love affair with France started. And it's cast iron, it's solid, it's really heavy, and of course we have a tap here. And what it is, it's used for, you've been out with the dogs or been out in the garden, you've got your muddy boots, you turn your tap on and you scrape your boots off before going into the house. It's probably never going to be used for that function, so it's more cosmetic really, it's just a feature. But since we've moved here, we've never really known where to put it. But I thought, well, it's got a tap on, the tap works, so why don't I connect it? Then it's a nice feature and it's actually doing something rather than just sitting here waiting for us to make a decision on it. And at the back here it's got two fittings, one which feeds the tap and then one which drains. But back in the UK we had it in front of our front door in our garden. I might have a photo of that. If I have, I'll put it on the screen. And we used to have a reservoir underneath it, and we had it as a fountain, so it was actually continuously running, and then we had a pump underneath which recirculated the water. I'm not going to do that here, because even if I connect it now, this may not be its permanent home, but it's not going to take me long to connect it. It just means I've actually got to dig a little bit of a channel, so there's a bit more digging, I'm afraid. And of course I've got to dig where I put the soil, so just made a bit extra work. But I think that'll look lovely there, and I'm going to place it just behind me, and then we can use the tap. And it's probably seized, so I'll probably have to. Yeah, it's actually working, so that's fine. Oh, I think that'll be lovely there, so might as well use that. Okay, so that's basically where it's going to go. I've measured it so it's between the bricks here, so it's just aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I think it's a nice place to put it. So now I've got to plumb it. Now the difficulty I had when I brought this back to the UK all those years ago was that the fittings on here were imperial, and I was trying to fit them into metric in Britain. And the only thing I could find to do that job at the time was one of these, which goes into the back of a washing machine, and that worked perfectly okay. Slight complication now, I'm now trying to fit it into French plumbing, metric plumbing, and that's different to British, but I think I could still use this. I think it'll work. So if there's a very slight leak, it won't really matter because it's not on permanently. We use the stopcock in the kitchen, so this will only come on when we actually turn the stopcock. So and it'll only be to fill some watering cans or something like that. So if it's just got a little drip or something like that, it's not going to be important. But I think I can give it a proper seal. So see what happens. It's getting hot here. 33 degrees, 5:30 in the afternoon. Wow. Well, it was a bit of hassle. I had to go to Brico this morning. Hello, boy. To get a part. I couldn't make it work with what I had, but it's okay. It's working. It's functional. Very happy with that. So I've just got to come up with a name for the vlog now. The welly washer? Nah, not with my dyslexia. Well, today we have a guest presenter with us.
Elusive presenter.
The elusive Suzie.
Hello, I'm back. Thank you for all your well wishes. They're much appreciated. I've had this heat rash for 2 weeks now, taking antihistamine every day, but just a word of warning to everybody. I wasn't actually sunbathing. This was caught from sitting under the umbrella, and it was quite warm. And apparently not all umbrellas are UV protected, so I'm going to change the covers on our umbrellas.
Yeah.
Parasols. Yeah, so it's kind of still red, but it's on my arms and legs, because you can actually get burnt through your clothes, but it's turned into a kind of dry eczema now.
Yeah.
So it's quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, the change to lighter summer clothes, you know, even though we were out and about doing stuff, shopping and whatever, and trying to keep undercover, that change to thinner summer clothes didn't help either, because the sun was getting through. And
especially on this, because it's got a mesh on the back.
But lesson learnt, you know, we've been a bit more careful.
But it's not good, because it's going to get up to 37 degrees after the weekend, so
yeah, but you know,
just have to stay
there's plenty
indoors.
of stuff to do indoors, isn't there? So
But come out early and do stuff, and I've been actually weeding in the evening till quite late.
Yeah, that's right. It's just adjusting,
It's
isn't
quite
it?
nice because it's cool then.
I mean, when it's that hot, you can't fight it, can you? So
No.
especially, you know, with your problems. So, but anyway, she's back.
Not doing the work though.
No. You're still taking it easy. That's fair enough. But well, hope you enjoyed that. The welly washer is functioning,
Yeah.
and we're very happy. It's doing something now, whereas it was just sitting there waiting for a home, really. So it made sense to plumb it up, really. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And thank you to Christine, who bought us 3 coffees this week. And I know Christine's been following us from very early on, if not the beginning, actually. So hello, Christine, and thank you very much. It's very kind.
And welcome to Elizabeth, our new Patreon. Hope you enjoy our vlogs. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps our channel.
Certainly does. It's we're getting up there, actually. It's rising all the time. We're just about to hit 3,800 subscribers, so we're really pleased with that. So if you haven't subscribed, press the button.
Don't forget.
And click the notification, then you'll never miss any of our episodes. And why would you want to?
They might.
So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and we shall see you Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Enchanté.